can't fix. There's not a problem, there's not a problem there. There's not a problem, can't fix. There's not a problem, there's not a problem there. There's not a problem, can't fix, 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 can't fix.
We'll tell you about that in a second. This is something
there's not a problem that I can't fix.
Exactly the same. So this slide only sponsors have seen before. But this year we've decided to share it with you because there will be many changes in ROOTEDCon. So we would like you to know about it, to know that we are evolving. Very importantly for us, diversity, local talent. It seems that everything has to be done in English or Anglo-Saxon. You know what our opinion is about that. We have a lot of talent in Spain, but there's a lot of talent in Hong Kong, in Morocco, in Estonia, in Dubai, wherever. These are countries we will be targeting at some point. We went to Hong Kong in November, and we'll tell you about that experience in a minute. PYG for ROOTEDCon, how money comes in and out. P&L basically. It's the cost of this room. When you complain about the price, just think about this. Would you like the event to take place in a car park with loudspeakers? Or would you rather be here in a nice room like this? As a consequence of this, well, we need to have an impact on the price of the ticket, as you can imagine, because of the expenses we incur. We believe we have fulfilled our mission. After 8 years organizing this event, we've seen there's many events out there, there's many projects. A lot of things happen in Spain that didn't happen before. We are aiming at becoming a catalyst for that change, and we believe we've been successful. Personally speaking, I have to say I'm very proud of the work we've done, but so far so good. Now it's another stage. We need to make decisions on what to do with the project. So as I said, we'll have to keep evolving, and above all, very importantly, you are the customer. It seems that the customer might not be right, but deep down, the customer is always right. You always are right. So it might feel as if we're not listening, but we are, always. So evolution, stage 1, multi-track. Room 19 is also available. We'll see how that goes, how it feels with people or not. We will do our best to give you more contents for the same price. We've changed the discount scheme. There's no discounts for students. There are discounts for people under 24. And those students who want to have a discount, they should get it through their universities. There's been a lot of people we have collaborated with. It's been quite successful. I hope we can improve it, but it's gone quite well. So what do we want to do? Being in control about the number of sponsors. Not having too many sponsors is an important thing. Why? Because at the end of the day, they are committed to your project. If you have 200 logos in a page, well, it doesn't make sense. We really need to strike a balance. Let me go into that P&L chart. Enough money through sponsorships so that there's no financial risks organizing an event like this item here, in such a way that you're getting, yes, enough money on the one hand, but you're not diluting the image of anyone. Okay, because there's money coming from sponsors, but also money coming from you. That's important. Stage 2 of the evolution, we listen to you. It might well seem that we are not listening, but we are. We are indeed paying attention to what you say. We may agree, we may disagree, but I can guarantee we're always listening. We have evolved into another stage, stage 3, integrating Dev, Sec and Ops. That's very important. All of us working in cybersecurity are accustomed to something that doesn't exist anymore. Now you have a guy over there that has been developing using Amazon AWS with an infrastructure of 200 machines and you have no idea what's going on because you are chained to the perimeter of your existing organization. Forget about that. You need to be disruptive. We're in another dimension. We need to look beyond our perimeter. Very important. That's why we need to evolve towards DevSecOps. DevOps is the other room. This is the room for Sec, but well, both things happen in parallel. This is the organization, the team. Guys, if you want to join me.
Aquí los tenéis.
Here they are.
Muchas gracias por el esfuerzo.
Thank you very much for your effort. We always end up having serious arguments, but we always get successful results. We were awarded a prize from the Madrid Convention Bureau. That's Celia Meyer, the local councillor from the City Council. Something happens to us quite frequently, which is very unfair. A lot of you identify ROOTEDCON through me, but it's not me. Okay? ROOTEDCON is not me. When I say that we got awarded a prize, I mean we. I'm not the only recipient for that prize, okay? And here are my colleagues. Thank you so much, and a round of applause for them, please. These are our golden sponsors. Special mention to Microsoft because this year they've gone all out. They're sponsoring both rooms. We've created a scheme that allows sponsors to go for one room, the other room, or both of them. Microsoft has gone for both of them. Beyond Security is an Israeli company. They've gone all out as well, very strongly. I think our colleagues from that company are there. Telefonica, well, that's part of the family, 11 paths. You see the guy with the hat. Checkpoint. This is the second year in a row that they're here. We have an excellent relationship, very happy. Thank you very much indeed. Remember that this is made possible because we have sponsors. The platinum sponsor is the National Cryptology Center. They sponsor Madrid and Valencia, very important. Right from day one, they've been supporting us and all the security communities, and we're very happy with them. Our silver sponsors, Dialogic, Live, iHack Labs, very important something from iHack Labs, which I'll mention, and S21Sec, which is one of the major companies in this industry. We are really interested in collaborating with startups. Dialogic is part of the family. You see that they've been here since always, and it's very important for us to keep moving in new projects. iHack Labs, they do training and testing through CTFs. CTFs is an important thing. They'll have a stand outside that you can register because we will be opening a testing CTF as part of their platform. You will now be able to use their platform, iHack Labs. This sponsor is a very interesting one. Rather than a sponsor, they're collaborating with us as friends. As I said, we're interested in startups. This is a very peculiar startup. If you take a look at the URL using HTTPS, by the way, you'll see an Android application, nothing for iOS. But if you want to use a terminal, you can use it through the browser. This year, you will vote using this application. What is CoolRide? Where you can move the balance from your mobile phone to someone else. So the credit you've got. I got to know them in IT Digital, which is a center for startups, an incubator. So if I have 13 euros left in my mobile phone that I will not be using by the end of a month, can I transfer that to someone else? Well, you can, they said. In Singapore, in fact, when people are about to get to the end of a month and they're not going to use the balance that is left in their mobile phone, they usually transfer it to their friends. So this is, you will get a certain positive balance from Kauri. But you need to use the promo code, okay? Root17. If you do not input that code, it will go against your balance. And don't use 2 euros. I mean, use 0.10, 0.20, something like that, okay? Very important, small amounts. Very simple process. Go to the URL, input a phone number to to register. By the way, ROOTEDCON will never be able to access your phone number. It could be Corey. They will not share it with us. And once you include the information, the code from the text message that you will get, remember to input that, otherwise it will go against your remaining ballots. Okay? So don't get angry at me if you forget to input that code. So very important. Let me show you that website for a second. I think you can see that. You see who is voting, balls that are the recipient of the vote. You will be able to see it in real time. I'll show it throughout the day, but that's the URL you have to visit. Don't go directly into live unless you have input the code before, root 17. Otherwise you'll be running out of balance. I would like to thank all those people that are collaborating with us. F-Secure is here this year. Mikko Hikonen is one of the leading guys worldwide. F-Secure is collaborating with a project that we'll tell you about at the end of this keynote. Quite a peculiar project. The SIG magazine, they've been collaborating with us since always. ISMS Forum, DXWord, CryptoRed, Fortea. They've been taking pictures of all of you. CryptoRed are a part of the family. Camisetas Frikis, that are the ones that have made the t-shirts that some of you are wearing. And One, the magazine. Jose Manuel will come for a full report on this event. And thank you so much to our volunteers. Our volunteers are here to give 100% of their strength. Here you see Valeria. I'm not sure she's hiding somewhere in a corner. Can you stand up, please, so that they see that you're awake? Thank you so much for your support. This is the result of hard work, a lot of willingness, and this event would be impossible without you. These are contact details, and we have a surprise. I wonder if anyone wondered about Drones Don't Fly When the Sky is Grey, but this is a short film that was put together by Bea Cabrera and Javi Moreno. This is a very interesting project. They requested our help, and we found it fascinating. Both F-Secure and ROOTEDCON participated by helping them in putting together the film. So here it goes. You'll see it in both rooms. Thank you.
I'm Mike Donahue. Oh, don't worry. I won't be needing this where we're going.
Freeze!
Special Agent DeMarco, put your fucking hands up.
This guy just hired me at a firm called Fire Fence.
Go ahead, grab one, Mike. What's the occasion, Oliver? Toast to Mike. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Bueno,
Well, you've seen it for yourselves.
ya habéis visto el corto.
You've seen that short film. Thank you so much for paying attention. Javi, Bea, your turn now. These are the authors of this work. Well, we're very happy to have this opportunity, to have this premiere show here. First of all, we'd like to thank everyone, especially ROOTEDCON. When we mentioned this project, we were looking for finance, and they joined us immediately to make it possible. So we would like to thank the organizers at ROOTEDCON. We would like to thank F-Secure. They got on board immediately. They said that they wanted to make it possible. And we've had a campaign launched by Indiegogo where 40 people gave us the initial push. Some of them are here, so thank you so much. Javi, we owe you a DVD. We'll send it over to you. So I'll let Bea tell you about this. Hi, I'm Bea. Some of you have met me. I'm studying cinema in the US after doing telecommunications engineering and graphical design in Valencia. The main idea was to put everything together. So that's why I came up with this short film on technology. I wanted to make it as realistic as possible, despite the limitations of a film that short. So you have to make time elapse really quickly. But we didn't want it to look like CSI or anything like that, where all of these hacking processes are seen in a very unreal environment. So with Javi's help and Pierre and other advisors, we were able to put together a story that did make sense. It is a fictional story, of course, but it is closely linked to things that happened in real life. And that was our main motivation behind the film. This was started more or less around March of last year, which is when the script was put together. The first thing we shot was the Berlin part, that cubicle in the basement, in C-Base in Berlin. Since the license is Creative Commons, we were granted access to the basement space at a really low price. Then we shot in LA for another 3 days in June, 1 day in Helsinki with Mikko in July, and then there was another couple of days in August where we did the final shooting, some scenes in the streets, and then we did all the editing in August. We corrected for chroma, sound, and everything was delivered in September. There's been quite a lot of people helping us translate it into other languages. We have 13 languages available. There's a few others that we would like to have, especially Chinese, Hindi. I mean, a lot of people speak those languages, and we would love them to be able to see this in Vimeo, which is where we will be uploading it to. So if you know anyone who can help us with those languages, let me tell you that we will have an open GitHub where the script will be there, and together with the subtitles, there will be additional material. You can collaborate using that GitHub. We'll give you the URL in a second. And Bear will tell you about this. Well, when you do a short film like this, the way you distribute it is through festivals, film festivals. We've gone to some 80-something. In theory, our film wouldn't qualify to be accepted, but anyway, we tried all of them. We've secured our participation in 4, including those 2 prizes, and we'll have to see how it goes throughout the rest of the year. We also had a chat with a couple of hack spaces in Germany, in several cities, and we mentioned the idea of organizing something with a shared screening at the same time in several venues. We'll have to see whether that works in the next few months. There's more security events throughout Spain, so if you're interested in doing a screening for this in your private event, we will be more than happy. This will be open for anyone to use. The only thing about festivals is that usually, well, here you have the URL for Vimeo. We'll open it from now on. It was closed because the festivals demanded they were closed, but from now on it will be an open URL, so that you can share, you can view for as many times as you like. You can select the subtitles, and if for some reason at some point we have to close it again because we are going to another festival, that would be the keyword. These are the initials of the titles. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really. So take a photograph of that. If within 2 months from now we go to another festival and it's closed, that's the keyword. That's the password. So you can share it, including the password, no problem. It just has to do with festivals. You also have the URL for a Facebook page where we will be updating information, the URL for the GitHub, where we will be uploading the script to. Give us a few hours. We will upload the script, the subtitles, a few pictures and everything. And obviously you can go to IMDb as well and vote. You can cast your vote if you have an account from Facebook, from Amazon, from IMDb itself. You can go there and share your opinions. We'll upload pictures from the event to GitHub as well. That's it from us. These are our contact details if you want to get in touch. And before we move on to Q&A, please feel free to raise any questions. But before we do that, I would like to ask the people that collaborated with us during the shooting to come up here. Hugo, Eli, Miko, and Pierre, if you could join us. Because carrying cables was important. Thank you very much. Well, now, depending on the time, and in accordance with Roman's instructions, we'll be more than happy to respond to any questions you may have. Oh, we forgot to light the room up. We cannot see anything. Are you shy? Anyone wishing to break the ice? Good morning, and congratulations for that film. It might be me asking, but crowdfunding for a sequel. I mean, have you thought about a sequel for this film? Well, Roman has several interesting projects he's thinking about. We'll have to talk about it. But I say a sequel for this. Well, I'm not sure. But I'm working on something different with a different subject. Well, I'll start a crowdfunding campaign shortly, but the target segment will be different, channels will be different, because it's something different. But we'll go back to technical things with the scripts and the ideas that he's got on his mind. Thank you again. Out of curiosity, by the way, that short films moves very quickly. At first, when we wrote the script, it was much longer. and we thought it would be great as a 45-minute episode like Black Mirror or something like that. And then we thought of perhaps approaching someone and making it become a chapter for the TV show. Well, if anyone is interested, we could do Black Mirror episode 7.
¿Cuál es la mayor dificultad?
What is the biggest difficulty that you had when shooting? The biggest difficulty and the anecdote you will tell us about, like saying, fuck, my God. And Celia couldn't pronounce shell shock in that sentence quickly. So we took 30 shots of that. Technically speaking, the main difficulty was having small teams, few people on board. In LA, I do have people. I have a big team, but we went to Berlin and we were alone, and we had to get hold of friends, but we basically had to do everything. In Helsinki, it was only 2 of us. So holding the boom, mixing the sound, holding the jig. You put the camera on the jig and go to the other side, and it's very difficult to go for the focus. So that's that type of things. Other than that, working with all these people was great. Everyone contributed whichever way they wanted. There was something quite funny. There was someone playing the general. In theory, there had to be someone that resembled the real guy. But as it happens, when you do a project of this sort, where actors are paid with food and that's it, because you just cannot afford anything else. We were waiting for the actor for the shooting. He was more than 60 miles away from the shooting. So we didn't have an actor for that scene. So a friend of De La Cruz called someone. We gave him the uniform and we told him, you have to say this. And that's how we made it through it. That was 40 minutes because we only had a very little time window for the studio set. One of the main problems obviously was the lack of money. We needed to ensure that everything was right first. And talking about security, the most complicated thing is that regardless of what you write on the script, is then the actors use different sentences, use different words, and then you go and see the footage the day after, you realize that they said something different. That happened. When there's no budget to go back to shooting a scene again, well, you have to make do. That was complicated to make meaning out of the story, despite of the footage that had been recorded. That was a bit of a source of anxiety for me. A question towards the public: making cinema like this, making films like this, is hacking? It is. It is, especially when you don't have any money. At the end of the day, hackers, non-hackers, that doesn't have to do with computers or criminals. This is about putting together something with the little money you've got. You have to be creative. You have to take the pieces of the puzzle that you've got at your fingertips. But with a very limited budget, you really have to make ends meet. So you go into tips and tricks. If you found out what happened behind the scenes, it's quite striking. There's quite a lot of hacking involved in the film. I'm not part of this world, but I've realized the important thing here is that people that have 20, 30, 40 years of experience, they know so much that they make it happen. It's about being there. Well, I would agree. This is about creativity. Creativity is hacking, after all. So in that sense, it is. Very well. Are there any Any more questions from the floor? Anyone courageous enough to raise an arm, a hand, something? I can't see you. Would you please turn the lights on for the entire room?
Bueno, en primer lugar,
Right, first of all, congratulations for your project. My question is right about the title. Would you please elaborate on it? Tell us why you have chosen that title. Right, it comes from something that was said in a war area, because when the sky is cloudy, military drones cannot fly. Therefore, that makes it a secure area. So it is not related to the contents of the clip. In the beginning, we thought about a chapter of a longer series. So the title is about, it's thematic. It's intended of giving a feeling about danger, war, security, but it does not disclose anything or about the content, or so there is no direct relationship. Well, in the beginning, we could have found a link with what happened in Syria in 2013, and that's where this statement comes from. When this little boy said that he was happy on cloudy days. So if we had more time, and if we could have drawn on what was happening in Syria, well, that's where the name came up. And the thing, due to time issues, well, we couldn't just dwell on that or draw on that. So, and she says, we wanted it to be thematic. We wanted it to kind of shoot chapters relating to this topic. And yes, it would have been very interesting to have more chapters. Right, very, very, very last question. No questions? All right. Thank you, Javi. Thank you very much.
Okay.